Hi, I'm Terry Harkins with Vista Sotheby's Realty. I'm going to show you a before and after remodel of a 2,000 square foot house in Rancho Palos Verdes, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. I sold the house about 2 years ago to a single woman, and she took on the project by herself with her daughter from time to time, doing a remodel in the kitchen and 2 of the bathrooms, and hopefully it'll be very informative. So I'm here with Kelly and her daughter Jessica, and I know when you purchased this house, it didn't look like this. It was a lot different, and we're gonna show some before pictures, but I applaud you for having the vision, the energy, and the foresight to see what you could make of this wonderful space. And I think a lot of people in this price category, in this size of house, are going to be very interested in how you approached your remodel. So first, what was it about the house that you liked?
Well, the 3 of us were together.
Yep.
We walked in the door immediately. The energy was here, and obviously it needed a lot of work, but it had that vibe. We just all said, this is the one, as soon as we walked in the door. It was old, but it was clean.
Yeah.
And as soon as we walked in, we saw there was a big wall right here with the old HVAC closet, the entryway closet. And I'm like, okay, that's out of here. Just open it up, because this kitchen was tiny and all blocked off. And that to me was like the main project.
Right.
The master bathroom as well was very choppy and very strange. You had to walk through an opening like this big between the shower and the door to get to the vanity and the toilet.
What were your first steps in planning for the remodel?
Finding a contractor, which you were helpful with.
And it would probably be a good idea to interview a number of contractors,
Yes,
right?
and I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
In my mind, I already know what I like.
Right.
As far as homes, if I look at a home or I look at tile or I look at, inspiration pictures or whatever, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. That was one of the first steps, visiting a bunch of stores, kind of looking at inspiration pictures, making pin boards on Pinterest, which I thought, I didn't really do that much of it. And I looked back and I actually did. So she was very helpful. I drug her everywhere with me. And of course she had her own opinions, and sometimes we butt heads.
What were some of the challenges in the kitchen that you did not know you were going to have? Because a lot of people say, oh, it's easy. Here's the picture. Let me do it. What were some of the surprises?
We went and looked at the cabinet places that we were supposed to look at, and I did not like anything. None of this is going to fly. Okay. I didn't like it.
Well, obviously you wanted to stay with something very simple, very simple. These are shaker, what you say.
Correct. Yeah. But the quality, I think, wasn't there. The 405 cabinets was great. I found a drawing in my pictures of my layout. I am not an architect by any means. I took a printer piece of paper and just kind of doodled out what I wanted, I had a vision for. And then Ben at 405 Cabinets, which is in Fountain Valley, I think, was great. He put it all on computer with all the measurements, and there was I wanted the spice racks on this side. He's like, you can't do that. So we ended up putting them over here, and he was great. He measured everything out. That was a big mistake I made. I bought a 36-inch farmhouse sink that I couldn't use and I couldn't return.
Oh.
So it's still sitting in the garage, if you know.
Anybody want a 36-inch farmhouse sink? It's right here.
It was very expensive, and I was like, that was a big boo-boo.
It was a mistake because it was too big?
Yes.
Okay.
For some reason, I thought, because I measured the window, and I thought that we were doing a 36-inch.
Let me point out a couple of things here. I like that you did this. You didn't keep it wood, but you actually matched it with this stonework here, which is very clean. It's very everything meets together here. It's one big look instead of being broken up, which is really nice. It's very good for the eyes.
And that's a prefab counter from 405 as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you cut some of the costs by going that direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
nice.
The cost was really good to begin with.
Okay.
So I know a friend of mine from high school, he helps people with kitchens and things like that I ended up using later on. He was telling me that one of his clients had a kitchen that was half the size of mine, and they paid double what I paid in my cabinets.
Wow. Good for you for shopping around.
Yeah.
This is so helpful for people.
There's a friend of mine that flips houses in Orange County, and I called him and I said, hey, you know, I'm in a bind. I don't know. I don't like these cabinets. I haven't found anything I like. Where do I go? And he told me there. And, and it was great. They have the knobs. They have everything.
Okay. So. Speak real quickly about appliances.
We really liked this refrigerator because it was just very sleek. Again, easy to the eye.
Right.
The handles match the handles on the cabinets.
That's important. See
it
that?
is important. So that was something that we considered when we were looking at this refrigerator, but it did have good reviews, so.
That's what you want.
Yeah, it ended up being the one. Exactly. And then she has her
microwave down here.
Microwave.
Yeah, and this
Push
is
a little button and the drawer opens. And
right.
I love that I can actually reach it. I'm not that tall. I can't stand like clinging.
That's me. But because I like my microwaves up here.
But I struggle with high microwaves. So this one is
That's
great.
very, very convenient. And it's a good spot for this right at the counter. That's pretty smart. And then you've got 6-burner stove here, which I think is a really good direction to go. It's a nice, scale-wise, it works really well in this space. It's not too small, it's not too big.
I like to entertain, and it handles everything I need.
Great. Let's go to the bathrooms. So Kelly, I remember this bathroom was pretty weird in that, like you said, the entrance was very narrow and it was all chopped up. It was an odd shape. So, but you had a great vision to make this what it is now. So let me hear about that.
Thank you. I think we just gutted it, and then we said there was a linen closet on the other side as well. And so I took the space from the linen closet because I was like, I don't really need that.
Okay.
But just took it down to basics and then figured out what would be a better layout for it. So putting the vanity on this side made a lot more room. I wanted this big steam shower.
I know.
That
You
has
really got a shower girl.
lights and music, and so that I enjoy that every single day.
When do you use the steam shower? Is after you work out, or when you want to relax, or both? Or?
I would say usually at night, like if I'm taking a shower at night and I just want to relax. But sometimes in the winter during the morning, if it's cold, I'll get in there and steam. And
Nice. How much more expensive is it to have a steam shower in your bathroom? Do you know that number?
I really don't. But when I was looking, the package for like, say, one steam spout and the unit itself wasn't much cheaper than this whole big package that include the lights, the speakers, the music, the disco lights, whatever it is.
Disco lights in the
Disco
shower. Okay. That sheds a whole new light on this conversation.
You can fit a few people in there. Why not?
Oh, that's where your party could start or end.
No. Oh, no.
Let's talk about your other hallway bathroom. So you ripped that out. And how hard was it for you to make choices on both these bathrooms? Or was it like the kitchen where you knew what you wanted, color-wise and finish-wise?
In the master bathroom, I like the vibe in there. It's very dark. The other bathroom, she said, I think you should go light, which I was already leaning towards anyway. It's a guest bathroom, so it's like creams and, natural wood and stuff. So
Right. And let me point out that, in really custom homes, people don't copy from one finish to the next. They really do look at the space and say, what's going to be good with this space, yet harmonize with the rest of the house. So that was a good thing for Jessica to point out to you to do, and it was the right decision to make. Yeah. One thing you can tell about what flippers do is they'll get a quantity of material. And
same tile and put it throughout the house.
I've seen it at almost every price point, and it's so unimaginative, and it doesn't really give the home a heart, is what I'm trying to say. So good for you for doing that.
That's one of the things that I loved about this project is that It was challenging. I mean, it was difficult. I'm by myself. Sometimes you just want another opinion. She was so helpful in that.
This was originally a 4-bedroom house, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and you wanted a big walk-in closet. So you took one of the bedrooms adjacent to the primary bedroom and turned it into a closet.
Yes.
But what you did, you told me, is you kept the window in there in case for resale.
Absolutely.
They can change it back to another, to the bedroom, to the 4th bedroom. You happy with your closet?
I love my closet. It just makes my life easier. I can just
see everything.
See everything, and I probably need to go through and, clean some things out.
Edit.
But edit. But I love it.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted. I've never had a good closet.
Yeah.
Never.
Right.
So
Right.
this just makes life so much easier.
Yeah.
And
that's so
faster
good.
and
Yeah, that's true.
relaxing and
Right.
yeah.
As a buyer and a future homeowner, sometimes you don't think about fences. And if you have dogs, I've got 2, she's got 1. They're both the same type of energy dogs. But we're looking at Kelly's fence in her backyard, and she's going to get a new one. But one of the things that you didn't think about was the practicality of keeping your dog in. And, he jumps over the fence, right?
Absolutely. He could jump anything.
So you're getting
very
quotes
agile.
on fences, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you had mentioned the coyote rule.
Yeah.
Which for everyone has this chain link fence here. So
Chain link fence are normally good, or if you get the vinyl fences are usually really good, and they look very nice. But in the case if you have active dogs that really know how to jump, look up coyote fencing. That's what I can tell you. I'm doing it in my house, and I think you may check it out also.
I'm going to probably want to lean towards that because
Right. So that's another thing on the checklist. When you want to talk to a landscape designer, you would have to have that discussion about fences also, and the practicality if you have dogs that are high energy. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have any questions about doing a remodel, no matter how small or how big, I've got a lot of really good consultants, from just the average house of a 2,000, 1,500 square foot house to a multi-million-dollar home, with the respective good consultants and subcontractors for those type of remodels.